I spoke to a female member from Spain not too long ago, and she was telling me that she was in her early 50s, had been married, or has been married rather, for a little over 30 years, so married very young. And for the last 4 or 5 years, her husband has no longer had interest in her or in having sexual relationships with her. And she also is only really discovering her sexuality now. And so she said, now I've signed on to Ashley Madison. She, just before the lockdown, she met a couple of people. She said that she's been trying out tantric sex. And we find also that women tend to be more creative during lockdown and are using sort of the virtual capabilities that exist and the technologies more so than men. And she says that she's having virtual sex, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the next months and years, what changes they will bring to our societies and our relationships.
It's great that you mentioned technology in that response, Christoph, because we actually have a question from an audience member kind of on that. If y'all think that technology is an immersive enough medium for a pair of partners who aren't necessarily comfortable meeting in person to have an extramarital affair, because it might be hard to conceptualize just doing things through a screen and that being satisfying.
Well, I'm a member of a group called Women in Sex Tech, and the advancements in sexual technology and teledildonics make sex over the web much more advanced, over a webcam than it's ever been before. So the capacity to have a sexual relationship online is more accessible for people than I think it's ever been. And I think there's going to be an explosion of sex tech going forward because of the demand and the need. This is creating the landscape, perhaps, that will create the bubble.
Well, funnily enough, quite a lot of sex happens in our head. So actually being present with the other person has never necessarily been the holy grail for all relationships. As anyone who's been in a long distance relationship will tell you, you can still have a lot of passion, you can still have a lot of sexual fulfillment. Tech is only going to make that easier, with FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, whatever, and with the way that tech can, you can have vibrators that are synced to your partner's phone. There's so many more fun things that tech enables you to do, that in fact, now we've got even more variety, even more potential, I think, to have sex, not just with someone who doesn't live near us, but they still live in the same country. The whole universe, the whole world is open to you because now you can access them via tech.
I agree with Lucy and Tammy. And I think for me, the pandemic is a mirror that you can see if you are happy with your life, with your couple. And for me, it's so important to think about it. I think this is a historic moment. And it's, in the past, before the pandemic, I think that we are in automatic, way. And now is the first time in our life that we can stop and really think, what do you want in your life?